Hey, St. Mary Grade 8s, Mr. McHenry back with another math lesson for our probability. Today we're going to be talking about odds for and against. So you may have heard about odds before. Odds refers to the likelihood of an event occurring. So for example, the odds of it raining today. Okay, the likelihood of that event occurring. Also, in sports, we have the likelihood of a team winning or losing is described in terms of odds. So we have odds in favor or for. So the odds in favor or for an event are described as the ratio of for to against. So for, the number of favorable outcomes to, against the number of unfavorable outcomes. And it's important to note that when we're talking about odds in favor, the for comes first and then the against comes second. So the odds in favor or for likely to win, the Toronto Raptors winning the NBA championship, are 5-1. 5 is the number of favorable outcomes likely to win versus, or 2, 1, the number of unfavorable outcomes likely not to win. And on the other side, we have odds against. So the odds against an event are described as the ratio of, and you see against, so we put against first, to for. Against is the number of unfavorable outcomes to for the number of favorable outcomes. So the odds against likely to not win, the Toronto Maple Leafs winning the Stanley Cup, are 3-1. 3 being the number of unfavorable outcomes likely to not win, 2 or versus then 1, the number of favorable outcomes likely to win. And I'm just reminded now, making a connection, if any of you guys are Hunger Games fans, you know that they have the famous saying there, may the odds forever be in your favor. So we're talking about that if you're a Hunger Games fan with regards to that. Okay, so let's use an example. We have, in a bag, there are 12 marbles. So here's my picture of the bag. In that bag of 12 marbles, there are 4 yellow, 5 blue, and 3 green. A marble is picked at random, so not looking. What are the odds in favor or for it being yellow? So because we're using in favor or for, we're going to put for to against. So 4 is the number of favorable outcomes, the number of yellow. Well, how many yellow are there? There are 4. And against, the number of unfavorable outcomes, the number that are not yellow. Well, how many are not yellow? Well, we have 5 blue and 3 green, so that makes 8. So the odds in favor of it being yellow are 4-8. And a nice little check here is to check the total marbles. So the total number of marbles, when we have 4 and against, should add up to the total that were there in the beginning, and 4 and is 12. And so that's a check there that we're on the right track. Therefore, the odds in favor for the marble being yellow are 4-8. However, because this is a ratio, we need to see if it can be written in simplest form. So we have 4-8. Can that be written in simplest form? So yes, we are able to divide each term by 4. So if we divide each term by 4, 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. So we have 1, and we have 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. So now we have the odds in favor of it being yellow are 1-2. Therefore, the odds in favor of the marble being yellow in simplest form are 1-2. Okay. Let's do another example. Oh, before we do that other example, just repeating some information here so we can use it here. Therefore, the odds in favor for the marble being yellow in simplest form are 1 to 2. We can use the above work to also say the odds against the marble being yellow in simplest form. So now that we're trying to find it at odds against has to come first. So we can write what was the odds against is 2, and then 4 comes second, and that is 1. So the odds against the marble being yellow are 2 to 1. Okay, let's go on to our second example here. Okay, the yellow marble is put back in the bag. Okay, it doesn't matter what was picked before, new odds. So there are 12 marbles in the bag again. There are 4 yellow, 5 blue, 3 green. Our marble is picked at random without looking. What are the odds against the marble being green? So again, when we're looking at odds against has to come first, 2 and then 4. So against is the number of unfavorable outcomes, or the number that are not green. So how many are not green? Well, we have 5 blue and 4 yellow. So that is 9. And then the odds for the number of favorable outcomes, the number of green is 3. And again, just to check we're on the right track, we check the total marbles here, and we have 12. And that goes back to our total that we started with. So we're on the right track here. However, this is a ratio, so we need to see if it can be written in simplest form. So 9 to 3, can it be written in simplest form? Well, yes, we are able to simplify it because we're able to divide each term by 3. So if we divide 9 by 3, we get 3. And if we divide 3 by 3, we get 1. So we're able to simplify the odds against to 3 to 1. Therefore, the odds against the marble being green in simplest form is 3 to 1. So 3 against to 1 for. And again, we're able to use that information, that work that we did. So therefore, the odds against the marble being green in simplest form is 3 to 1. We can use our work to also say the odds in favor or for the marble being green in simplest form. And this time, odds for are 1, 2, the odds against are 3. And that's our lesson for today. The lesson notes will be posted on D2L, as well as some practice questions for you to consolidate your learning. Take care.